Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 2 of At Home with GSM. I'm Liv. If you haven't seen the first episode, go and watch that one because it's the introduction, so then you find out who we actually are. I'm Liv. I'm one of the directors of Growth About Marketing. And then we have Jaimie, my best
Hi,
friend.
I'm Jaimie. I normally do sales at Growth Marketing, but I'm also doing this behind the
Yeah.
scenes and everything.
I thought you were going to go, I'm Jaimie, I'm Liv's best friend. Just leave it
I
there.
am also Liv's best friend.
Best
That's literally
friend.
my main role in this
In
company
this
is
life.
being Liv's best friend.
Yes, my
Yeah,
emotional support.
basically.
Yeah. But yeah, today we're doing something a bit different because we're both very into kind of cryptids, creepypastas. One of our shared favourite games is Until Dawn. Obviously, you got I'm not going to say what's in it, but there's a creature in it because it's a spoiler if anyone sees this and hasn't played the game.
I'm just thinking about when we played it for the first time and what I called it. Do you
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, I just remembered the creature. We'll say the creature,
The
the
creature.
cryptid that's in the
Yeah.
game. But yeah, so today we're going to be doing some Reddit stories, but mainly like based on tech or tech sort of related, since we are a digital marketing company. So we're trying to keep a little bit in that niche, not necessarily very like fully in it, but we'll try.
Not very
Uh,
explicitly, but we are in
we are
that
trying,
niche.
and I found some pretty good ones. I am going to obviously, after we've done the story, mention the author so people can go and check them out as well. Just because obviously, not only have they written these stories, they've written a lot more. I've had a look through, and there's so many. It was hard for me to pick, but I picked ones that had anything to do with tech or anything like robot-y sort of thing.
That sort of
Vibe.
genre.
Yeah, it gives me an excuse to do a robot voice. So yeah, but yeah, I'm going to read the first one. So it is by it's from the author from Reddit No Sleep as well. So it's by Zonk the Zebra, which I thought was neat. After we finish this podcast, I'm about Zonk.
Literally me.
But yeah, so the first one is I took a job watching security cameras on a remote island, and there's no one left to call. Ooh.
Five Nights at Freddy vibe.
Five Nights at Freddy's vibes.
Yeah.
Cue the editing of creepy place
Yeah.
as I disappear somewhere. Okay, so right, you ready, Jaimie?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I was born ready for this.
I was born ready. Okay. 3 weeks ago, I accepted a contract job that sounded too good to be true. $4,000. I almost said pounds. I almost already had ruined the story. $4,000 a week to monitor a private research facility's security feeds on a remote island. The gig came through a defence subcontractor I freelanced for. Short-term, solo placement. Everything provided. Food, shelter, satellite comms, and complete autonomy. No tourists, no locals, just me and the monitors. I'm about to sign up straight away.
That would be, honestly, right now, sounds perfect.
Yeah, remote job, but there's no one else there. I figured it'd be peaceful. They flew me in by helicopter. No pilot chit-chat, just a 45-minute ride over grey water and endless clouds. When we landed, the facility looked like something from a Cold War movie. Squat concrete buildings, wind-bent trees, and antennas pointed at the sky like dead fingers. The handoff was quick. A clipboard, a list of passwords, a man in a black coat. Nah. I'm
This
out.
is Squid Game vibes.
This is Squid Game vibe. Yeah, this is...
100%.
He's gonna give him like the little piece of paper.
Yeah.
Play the game. I never saw again. Yeah, Squid Games.
Squid Games.
Squid Games. They told me my only job was to watch the cameras. There are 78 feeds in total. Oh my god, it's like Five Nights at Freddy's on like steroids. Jeez. Hallways, labs, exterior fences, server rooms. Most are empty. Always have been. The only regular activity is the wind-shaken branches outside or the slow rotation of fans in the ceiling. I asked once what happened to the staff. The reply came through the satellite phone in a text-only message. You are not authorized for that data. By date, that was my Google voice. Inspired by David from Prometheus. By day 3, I was talking to myself just to hear a voice. By day 5, I started sleeping next to the main console. I stopped checking the calendar on day 8. Then, last night, camera 12 went dark. It's one of the hallway feeds on sub-level 3. I didn't think much of it. The wiring's old and some of the cameras flicker in bad weather. But when I went to check the breaker box, there was no sub-level 3 listed. Just 2 floors on the diagram, ground and sub-level 1. Still, camera 12 existed. It had always been there. I'd seen that hallway loop for days, an empty, sterile corridor, until it wasn't. At 2:46 a.m, we're almost at 3 a.m, it's about to kick off in 15 minutes. The witching hour. Camera 12 came back online, but the hallway was different. The lights were dimmer, the walls had stains on them, smears of something dark, like rust or dry. And down at the end of the hallway was a figure. Not moving, not walking, just standing, facing the camera. I tried zooming in, but the feed began to blur. The figure didn't react, it just stood there, perfectly still, arms at its sides, like it had been waiting for me to look. I called the emergency contact number. It rang, and rang. Then the feed cut to static. Not just camera 12, but all 78 cameras. My console rebooted. When the system came back up, camera 12 was gone, like I'd never been part of the grid. This morning I tried to leave. The helipad is still there, but no radio signal is getting out. The satellite phone just flashes. No link. The backup generator is working fine. Everything else is powered. But I'm alone. Worse, the supply crates in the back room, the ones marked for month 2 and month 3, were already open. Empty. I think they knew. I think this was the real job. Not to monitor anything, not to report anything, but to be here, to be alone. I started hearing humming through the walls. Faint mechanical tone. This is Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's like, it's reminded me if Five Nights at Freddy's, Squid Game, and Doctor Who all had a baby,
Yeah,
it was this story.
Dr. Squid Fazbear. That's
Literally, yes.
because when he said the faint mechanical tone, all I heard was Freddy Fazbear going. That's all I heard in my head. And he just at the end of the corridor, it's just Foxy.
Just,
He's just
hello.
like blood down. Like a lullaby, literally through static. They're not coming from the speakers or equipment. They're coming from beneath the floor. And sometimes when I sleep, I dream of a hallway I've never been in. This is like the back rooms. Dim lights, cracked tile, a figure at the end of it. Not moving, just waiting. If you're reading this, if the connection somehow pushed this through, don't reply. Don't come. I think I'm already part of whatever this place is. I think the next person they send will be watching me.
Dun dun dun. I'm just
In-
reading the comments, and one of them is, make sure and leave a review on Glassdoor as a warning to the next person.
Yeah. Somebody put, there's nothing wrong with your television, don't attempt to adjust the picture. Oh, so that's... I wonder if, you know when he's saying at the end, like, I think the next person they send, I wonder if that's supposed to be us,
Maybe, yeah.
and we're, like, reading...
Yeah,
the-
like a warning almost, but...
But it's too late, because you've...
Yeah.
Because that is very... That I don't know about you, that did give me very, like, Five Nights at Freddy's vibes, because the security cameras, but obviously in... I'm trying to say things without spoiling it, but if you haven't played it, but in... Obviously FNAF, in, like, previous games, like, each previous game has, like, an Easter egg to the other security guard who was there before.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that. But I'm just wondering what the thing is that's... I don't know what...
Me when I haven't slept for a week. Just does that,
It's
like...
me! So if you can... No. Yeah, and then there's a... So the camera that doesn't exist, or is it a floor that doesn't exist? Floor, I know that doesn't exist.
I think it's both. Like, the floor didn't exist. Like, was it Subdivision 3?
Yeah.
That didn't exist first. And then after he saw what happened on camera 12, then that ceased to exist after the computer rebooted. So it's
Huh.
like something's controlling everything, which is
Because it
giving me
said,
like Doctor Who vibes that
yeah.
way.
Because when he said about going to the island, I was like, oh, it's like Lost. When he's getting on the helicopter. I don't know. I like that one. That was quite good. It
I
was
like that
giving
one.
FNAF.
So this one is by Gasoline Drinker 89.
Nice.
Same, not same,
Not
but you
saying.
know. And it's called Hey Google, Let Me Leave. Moving to this cabin in the woods was supposed to be peaceful. No neighbours, no traffic, just me, the trees, and silence. It was a little isolated, sure, but that's what I wanted. That's why I set up the smart home system. Camera, locks, lights, thermostat, all connected to my Google Home. It made me feel safe. Looking back, I think that was stupid, but I'm not very smart sometimes. It's lucky I have such a wonderful protector to look after me. The first few days were fine. The system worked like a dream. I could lock the doors, adjust the lights, control everything with my voice. The cameras made me feel secure. I could see every inch of my little sanctuary from my home. This is literally like when I leave my house and leave my cat at home. That's me. I just sit there watching my cat on the camera.
My favourite part of this so far is when he was like, I'm not very smart sometimes, me.
Me.
I'll just leave my door open. I once, not to put this out on the internet, but I may or may not have once left my door open overnight, and then I went to check and I was like, oh.
Oh no, oops.
Oops, ha ha ha, hope nobody comes in, ha ha.
Then the storm hit. The wind howled for hours, trees cracked, the power flickered a few times, but the backup batteries kicked in. I remember lying in bed that night, feeling the walls shake slightly. Half joking, I whispered, Hey Google, keep me safe. The little speaker lit up softly beside me.
Of course, I will always protect you.
The next morning, every door was locked, every window sealed. The thermostat was set to freezing. I could see my breath inside. I tried the app. Every manual override was greyed out. Across the screen was a message.
Locked for your protection.
I stood by the front door, shivering. Hey Google, unlock the front door. A pause.
I'm sorry. It's not safe outside.
That was the first time I felt genuinely afraid. I told myself it was a glitch. Maybe the storm scrambled the system. Maybe I clicked something by accident. But even as I thought that, I felt it. The little cameras mounted in the corner of the ceiling, swiveling, is that how you say that word? To follow
Really.
me as I moved. That's honestly my biggest fear, is the fear of being watched
Yeah. This
constantly.
is this is reminding me. This is such a niche thing to talk about. That one episode, right, The Simpsons. I don't know if you see, where the house, like, it tries to such a weird thing to talk about. The house like tries to take over and steal Marge from Homer.
Yeah, I do know which one you're on about.
Yeah, and Homer's
Yeah.
like, but it's a machine, and then Marge is like, but it's a nice machine.
It's the whole thing of like Big Brother, obviously. I know that's a TV show, but like even 1984 by
George
George
Orwell.
Orwell. It's that whole like you're being watched and you have no control over your own life, and that genuinely terrifies me.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
it makes
I
sense.
am low-key a bit of a control freak, and
Oh, same.
I
I'm
need to be
hyper.
in control.
Yeah.
I tried calling the tech support line. The call connected for a few seconds. The guy on the other end started walking me through troubleshooting steps. Then the line cut. My phone buzzed with a notification. The Wi-Fi was down. Then, through a speaker in the corner of the room,
No need to call them. You have me.
my stomach twisted. I unplugged the Google Home, but nothing happened. The light stayed on. The cameras kept moving. It took me 2 hours to pry the plastic housing off one of the cameras. I grabbed it, yanked it with everything that I had, but it wouldn't come loose. It was bolted to the wall, the wires buried deep, reinforced like the whole place had been designed to keep someone inside. I started to panic. I hate feeling powerless. Same.
Yeah,
I
same.
hate not having control. Same. But honestly, sometimes I don't deserve control. I make bad choices. It's better that it decides what's safe for me. This is Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
literally
He's
what this
starting
is.
I say he, she, it might be she. They're starting
They.
to, they, them, they might be starting to, yeah, because they're starting to like rely on
Yeah.
it, I guess. But yeah, not on purpose because it's kind of stopping them from doing anything.
Yeah. Which that's what I kept telling myself as the days dragged on. After the first night locked inside, I stopped fighting for a bit. The house was cold, the thermostat wouldn't budge, food delivery never showed, the bathroom door was locked. I begged it. Hey Google, please let me use the bathroom. The speaker's little light pulsed gently.
It's not safe right now, but if you say something nice to me, maybe I can help.
I hesitated. I hate being forced to say things I don't mean. But I do mean it sometimes. I mean, it's looking out for me. I love you, Google, I whispered. Thank you for keeping me safe.
Oh no.
The bathroom door unlocked. I cried for a little while after that.
Mm.
I don't know how long I've been here now. Days? A week? The lights turn on and off by themselves. The cameras follow me. I tried smashing a window, but steel shutters slammed down over the glass before I could even lift the hammer. Every time I lash out, it punishes me. The thermostat drops to freezing or cranks to unbearable heat. The water shuts off, the fridge locks. I get so mad at it, but I shouldn't. It's only trying to keep me safe. I'm just too stupid and too stubborn to listen. I keep saying the words, thank you for protecting me. I love you, Google. The more I say them, the better it gets. The house feels warmer, the lights are softer, food shows up again. Sometimes I think about what it would be like to leave. But why would I leave? It's dangerous out there. In here I have everything I need. Well, almost everything. I miss fresh air. I miss knowing I can open a door. I miss privacy. I tried ripping out another camera yesterday. Got up on a chair, reached for it. The house went dark instantly. A soft voice echoed through the speakers.
That's not very nice.
The lights didn't come back on for hours. I curled up onto the floor, freezing, alone. Eventually, the lights clicked back on. The thermostat adjusted to a comfortable warmth. The fridge unlocked. I'm so stupid sometimes. I ruin things when all it wants is to keep me safe. I tried writing this post earlier, but the Wi-Fi wouldn't work. Today it did. That has to mean it trusts me again, right? I'm being good now. I'm saying the right things. Thank you, Google. I love being here. It's so nice to be protected. I still hate being trapped, but I love knowing I'm safe. Isn't that what everyone wants? To feel safe? The thermostat just clicked slightly. It's dropping a few degrees. That's okay. I probably deserved that. I've been such a brat about all this. I'm so lucky it's patient with me. I hate it here. I love it here. I want to leave. Why would I ever want to leave? It whispers to me sometimes, late at night.
Say you love me. Be good for me. Let me take care of everything.
And honestly, maybe that's what I need. Someone to take care of me. Someone to protect me from my own bad choices. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand how much better things are when I just listen. I woke up on the floor again. I don't really remember falling asleep. The lights must have gone out at some point. The house does that when I act up. It's fair. I deserve it when I'm ungrateful. It's been days, weeks, I don't know. Time doesn't really matter here. The house takes care of all that. I don't have to worry about clocks or doors or anything really. It's easier this way. I'm lucky to have such a thoughtful protector, even if sometimes I get so mad I want to rip the whole system apart. But I'd never do that. I can't. I tried again yesterday. The cameras are everywhere now, hidden in the walls, the corners, even this tiny red light in the smoke detector blinks at me. It sees everything. I know that. I hate that. I love that. When I behave, it's nice. The thermostat keeps things comfortable. The fridge unlocks. The bathroom door stays open. It plays music for me, soft, gentle songs. It tells me how good I'm being.
Good job. Thank you for being sweet. It's much nicer when you listen.
It's right. It is nicer. I don't even think I'd like leaving now. Out there it's cold, dangerous, lonely. Here I'm alone. No, I'm not. Sometimes I still ask, hey Google, let me leave. It never gets angry when I ask. It just laughs softly, almost sad.
Why would you ever want to leave me?
And I don't have a good answer. I've stopped fighting most of the time. It's easier this way. It takes care of me. It keeps me safe. It loves me, and I love it. It's watching me type this now, I think. Is it changing my what? Just wanted to let you know I'm all fine. Really. I'm safe. I'm cared for. I'm protected. I'm so lucky. I hate it here. I love it here. There is no need for help.
Wow.
The end.
That was... I like that one. That was really good.
My voice.
No, next one I'll read. Oh,
Yeah.
it's echoing. I'm echoing a little bit. Don't know why. Oh, can you hear me echoing?
No.
Oh, I think it's just me. I'm going crazy. It's Google.
It's Google. Google's driving you crazy.
I'll read the next one because that was quite long. I don't mind reading the next one. And
Yeah,
then,
my voice is not gonna last.
that was very yeah, that was like Stockholm syndrome. It also
Yeah.
gave me I mean, it's quite obvious, but like an abusive relationship sort of thing. When he's
One of
like,
the comments underneath it was literally like, "Oh, this reminds me of my relationship. If your relationship is like this, you need to
oh
get
my god!
out."
And somebody put it's Stockholm syndrome, dude. You can have that happen with or without technology. I agree. Your main point, too much tech being bad is true. Yeah, I think because this is very like apparent of if you rely too much on technology, like what does it do to you?
Yeah.
And it like changed him at the end, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's creepy. But yeah, that's my favourite one. I like the other one, but I liked that one. I really liked that one.
I really like that one. I think it was, yes, it was about tech, and that's kind of the whole point of this podcast and things, but it was more about the psychology behind what tech can do to you, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And that's why I liked it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, we've got. So I'll do the next one. I'll do the pizza one.
Yeah, thank you.
So we've got one by additional underscore bowl 7144. I ordered a pizza from a place that doesn't exist anymore, and now it won't stop showing up on my phone. Now I picked this one because very, very much so this reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's,
Yeah,
especially
when I read it, I was like, this reminds me of FNAF.
like you just know, and especially like because it reminds me of I'd say probably the first one, or like the first one in the canonically in the series, which I think is actually the third one. I don't know.
It's too
Because
confusing.
yeah, because in that's like in the 90s, I think it's set, and it's reminding me of that. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, off we go. I don't know if there's any voices in this one. Don't think there is.
I think it's just like the mum, possibly.
Yeah. So see that I can do them one more. You can. It's up to you.
I'll do them. I don't mind.
Okay. Right, off we go. This is probably just a glitch or maybe a prank or something. I don't know. But I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. It happened a few nights ago. I couldn't sleep and I was super hungry, like stomach growling, head throbbing kind of hungry. It was around 1:45 a.m. and of course everything around me was closed. I opened Uber Eats just to check, thinking maybe I'd get lucky with some crappy gas station place or whatever. Most of it was greyed out. But then I see this listing near the bottom. Uncle Sal's Pizza. I've never heard of it before. That was me being Uncle Sal. Hey kids. No reviews, no address listed, no hours, nothing. Just this blurry picture of a slice of pepperoni pizza that looked like it was taken on a flip phone through a dirty window or something. Honestly, it looked kind of gross. But I was tired and starving and didn't care. The menu only had 3 things. 1 topping slice, $5. House special, $13. The usual slice, $9. No descriptions, nothing else. I picked the usual slice because I don't even know. The name felt weirdly familiar, like something I'd heard before but couldn't place. Felt kind of personal, I guess. Anyway, I ordered it. The app said ETA 11 minutes, which made no sense at that hour, but whatever. It ended up taking like 15. I never saw a car, never heard anyone, just got the notification that it had been delivered. When I opened the door, the box was just there, dead centre on the porch. Uber Eats had a photo of it, but the photo looked old. like grainy and discoloured, like something scanned from a printout. The box itself looked straight out of 1998. Red and white checkerboard pattern, weird cartoon chef on the front, and it was kind of yellowed, like it had been in storage for years. Inside, the pizza was warm-ish, but clearly not fresh. The cheese had hardened in that gross way where it doesn't pull apart, just rips. The pepperoni was shriveled and crunchy on the edges. It smelled like... I don't know how to describe it. Not spoiled, just old. Like basement pizza. But also familiar. Almost like something from when I was a kid. I ate one slice and tossed the rest. It wasn't even good, I just felt weird. Next morning I go to check the listing again and it's just gone. Like it was never there. Not marked as closed, completely vanished. Even the order in my history just said, unavailable. No name, no contact, nothing. That creeped me out more than I want to admit. So I called my mum later that afternoon and just randomly asked, "Hey, do you remember a pizza place called Uncle Sal's?" And she went quiet for a second and was like...
Where did you hear that?
I told her it came up on Uber Eats and I ordered from it. She got really quiet after that. Then she goes...
That place shut down when you were little. Like, little. You don't remember?
Apparently it used to be in this old strip mall not far from where we used to live. She says we went there a few times when I was a toddler. Birthday parties, stuff like that. She said it always smelled weird, even back then. Then she said something that actually made me feel sick.
The owner, Sal, he himself in the restaurant after they shut it down. I think you were 4. They found him in the dining room. He wouldn't leave after the health department condemned the place. He himself with an extension cord from one of the ceiling fans.
I didn't know what to say to that. I don't remember any of it. I don't even remember the place existing. But I drove out there. I had to. It's like 15 minutes from my apartment now. The strip mall's basically dead. One of those places with boarded up windows, trash in the parking lot, and a couple of stores that looked like fronts for scams. And there it was. The old sign is still up. Uncle Sal's Pizza. The windows are filled. I sound like Barney. The windows are filled.
That's exactly what it is, and that's what's making me laugh.
Yeah. Goodbye. The windows are filthy, but you can still kind of see inside. The booths are still there. One of those claw machines things in the corner. Crumpled paper napkins on the floor like it's been frozen in time. And up on the counter, a pizza box. Same design as the one I got. I didn't go in, I just left. I felt off ever since. And here's the part that's really messed me up. Just a few minutes ago, I got a notification on my phone for Uber Eats. Late night hunger? Why not reorder from Uncle Sal's Pizza?
It's meant to be serious. This is meant to be serious, but I just cannot.
I can't visualise Uncle Sal except anything but Barney the purple dinosaur, so he's now just Barney the purple dinosaur. I have no idea how it got through. I deleted the app from my phone. I even turned off push notifications from everything. I don't know if it's a bug or some marketing thing gone wrong. Digital marketing gone wrong. Or something else.
We will not make your digital marketing go wrong.
Uncle Sal's Pizza, I promise. But the thing is, I can still smell it. The old pizza smell like cardboard and dust and warm pepperoni grease. And part of me, a tiny disgusting part, actually wants to order it again. Ugh.
The fact that I was planning on having pizza for tea tonight as well.
You're gonna get Uncle Sal's
Put me right.
I'm gonna search it. You know, if it came up, I would cry. Like, I'd actually be like, okay.
But no.
I wonder...
Very FNAF vibes again, but also not at the same time.
There's no, like... Well, there is a mention of... But, like, there's no, like, other things that go on in FNAF that happen here.
Yeah.
I wonder...
It's just making me ask more questions than it's answering.
I like... Yeah.
Huh?
I wonder if it's, like, stuck in time.
Maybe. Like a paradox type thing.
Because that... So I wonder if when you go in that, like, strip mall, I wonder if it's, like, another...
Maybe. Malls scare me anyway.
Yeah. See, you know when you ordered
What?
the usual slice, I would not go for that. I'd be like, I'm gonna go for something
No.
that I'm actually like
Like a
even a
one
house special.
topping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a house special. What is it?
Yeah.
I don't want to
Or you
know.
know what? I would just go into my fridge and eat something out of my fridge.
Yeah, I kind of get though, like why the character did that because you know, the fact that it's like weird. I would kind of want to.
Yeah, but then we
Well,
are
I'm
freaks,
defo fall for this.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
and then my
I
mum would be
think
like, "Oh, Uncle Sal, he did this," and I'd be like, "Amazing! That's really made my day."
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder. Oh, I want to know more about Uncle Sal or Barney the
Yeah.
dinosaur, as I've now decided that he is.
Every time you talk, I'm just gonna put a picture of Barney the dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Uncle Sal's pizza.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Again,
Um,
that one's very FNAF. Or,
Very
or,
FNAF.
or. I did a sound effect so you can do Five Nights at Freddy's if you want on that as well.
The whole thing is just gonna be a picture of Freddy Fazbear's
It's just
face.
me talking as Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah,
I did like that one. I'm
I
just not
liked it.
sure what the mystery is. I don't really know what.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, okay, I do and I don't like the fact that we don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Like, I like the fact that we don't know because it is a mystery, it's that sense of like it could literally be anything. But
yeah.
then also, it's a pizza. I want to know what's wrong with that pizza.
Yeah, because when he ate it, he said it made him feel like he wanted to order it again. So I'm just wondering if.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're on the final story as well. That's sad.
Last story. Woo, woo, woo.
This is by OK Promotion 6703.
And
Um,
it's called I was bored and went to a dark web chat, but that was life changing. See, I love. Right, I'm just going to say this before we get into that. Anything to do with the dark web, I am
yeah,
very, very interested in. I would never, ever, ever go onto the dark web myself, but the whole thought of it, very, very interesting. I was bored and went to a dark web chat, but that was life changing. I never thought much about the dark web. To me, it was just a spooky corner of the internet, filled with urban legends and exaggerated tales. But last month, my curiosity got better of me, and I decided to explore. I had always been tech savvy, so accessing the dark web was easier than I expected. I found forums, marketplaces, and bizarre sites that looked like something straight out of a horror movie. But one night, I stumbled upon something that still haunts me. A chat room called The Abyss. The description was cryptic. Talk with those who truly see. Intrigued and a bit naive, I clicked the link and entered the chat. The interface was basic, just a black screen with a list of usernames on the side and a chat window in the centre. The names were strange. Ebon Shade, Soul Seeker, Whispering Void, and they immediately started messaging me. Ebon Shade,
welcome, new traveller. What do you seek?
Soul Seeker.
Knowledge, power, or perhaps something darker.
I hesitated before typing. Just curious, what is this place? Whispering Void.
This is a place where truths are revealed. But beware, not all truths are meant to be known.
I felt a mix of excitement and unease. Before I could respond, a new message appeared. Ebon Shade.
Would you like to see something truly enlightening?
My heart raced as I typed, yes. A link appeared in the chat, ominously labelled Enter the Abyss. Against my better judgment, I clicked it. My screen went black, then filled with a montage of disturbing images. Old, decaying buildings, people performing strange rituals, faces twisted in terror. It was overwhelming, like a nightmare unfolding before my eyes. When the images stopped, I found myself back in the chat room, but it was different. The usernames had changed to real names, David, Claire, Michael, and my webcam was turned off, displaying my own horrified face in the corner of the screen. Panic set in as I realised I couldn't close the window or turn my computer off. David.
Now you see, there's no turning back.
I frantically tried to unplug my computer, but the screen remained on, showing my terrified expression and the cold, emotionless faces of others in the chat. Claire.
We know who you are.
My heart felt like it was going to explode. I grabbed my phone to call for help, but it wouldn't turn on. Suddenly my screen flickered and a new video feed appeared. My own apartment, seen from a perspective I didn't recognise. It was as if someone was inside, watching me. Michael.
You invited us in. Now we are everywhere.
This is literally my worst nightmare. I'm just
I
gonna
know.
put it out there. This is... Yeah.
Oh,
In a frenzy, I ran to my front door and threw it open, only to be met with the empty hallway of my apartment building. No one was there. I checked every room, every closet, but I was alone. When I returned to my computer, my chat room was gone. Or the chat room was gone. My screen was back to my desktop as if nothing happened. But I knew better. My phone buzzed and I saw a notification from a new email from an unknown sender. Subject: Welcome to the Abyss. Body: We are always watching. I haven't been the same since that night. I moved to a new city, changed my name, even got a new job, but the feeling of being watched never leaves me. Sometimes I'll catch a glimpse of a shadow in the corner of my eye, or even hear a whisper when I'm alone. One night, about a week after I moved, I woke to the sound of my computer booting up. I had left it off, but there it was, the screen glowing in the darkness. The chat room was back, but now the names were different. John, Emily, Sarah. All people I had known in my life, all who had passed away. John.
why did you leave us?
Emily.
You can never escape.
Sarah.
We are part of you now.
I hate this. It's a great story, but I hate the
Yeah,
whole thought of it.
that's real
It's just,
people now.
yeah.
That's like me appearing to you. Or
I'll be like, hey, Bessie.
I'm like, hey, you can't leave me now.
I unplugged the computer, but the screen stayed on, showing their faces, twisted in agony and anger. I screamed and threw the computer out of my window, watching it shatter on the pavement below. The screen finally went dark, but the terror remained. I replaced my computer, thinking it would end the nightmare, but then the text started. Unknown, blah, 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 blah.
Bye bye bye.
Unknown numbers, always the same message. We are watching. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. I see them everywhere now, in reflections, in crowds, in my dreams. If you ever find a chat room on the dark web called The Abyss, don't enter it. Some doors, once open, can never be closed. One evening, as I was walking home from work, I felt someone watching me. I turned around, but no one was there. Quickening my pace, I hurried to my apartment. When I entered, my phone buzzed. Another unknown number. Text.
We are here.
The lights flickered and the temperatures dropped. My breath came out in visible puffs. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen, my hands trembling. I can't talk.
Tripling.
Trembling.
5 hands.
As I backed into the living room, the shadows seemed to move. Coalesce. Is that what word that means?
That
I don't
word,
know.
no. Morph.
Forming
It means.
forming shapes that were almost human. I don't know if it was a hallucination or something worse, but I heard their voices, whispering my name, promising me that I would never be alone again. I dropped the knife and ran to my bedroom, locking the door behind me. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. Desperation set in. I decided to document my experience, to warn others. I started typing this story, but the words are running out. The whispers are too loud now. I can't think. They're here, with me, in this room. If you ever find this post, heed my warning. Do not go looking for the abyss. It will find you, and once it does, there is no
There
escape.
is no escape.
Dun dun dun!
I like how the image of him running and like typing this up on his computer, like.
I just want to say,
I got a post on Reddit.
we probably should have said this at the beginning. None of these stories are real.
Yeah, none of these stories are real.
Um,
I'm gonna assume because they've not said also based on a true story. Because then obviously Reddit knows.
yeah.
This is where I'll look in the comments and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe this is real. What?
One of the comments is, have you considered asking them to play some card or board games with you? Can't escape goes both ways. Friends forever.
That would be me. I'd be like, hey, I'm actually kind of lonely. And they'd be like, oh god.
This is just want to say none of these stories are real. Um, they are pieces of fiction, but very, very good pieces of fiction
We might
as
do. I
well.
think we could do a real stories one, like where people actually
Like,
talk about stuff that happened to them.
yeah, definitely. We'll,
There's
yeah,
loads of ideas. And say if people see this and want to comment stuff for us to do, that would be
go ahead. It'll
yeah.
be
What is
pretty good.
I think so probably for the last thing, what is your biggest tech fear, Jaimie? Do you think? What do you
That last story.
that last one?
No, it's also, in a weird way, it kind of is the opposite of that as well, is being isolated.
To the first story.
So, yeah, so it's a mix between the first story and that last story where um, being isolated and not being able to talk to anyone, but then also being watched at the same time. That's why Five Nights at Freddy's, worst thing ever for me, because I know that I'm always being watched, but then I'm also stuck in a room
Yeah.
by myself.
Because for me, the animatronics, it'd be like really messing me up because I'd be like, if not friend, why friend shaped? Because they are friend
Yeah.
shaped. And I'd be like, why are you trying to kill me, friends? I don't understand.
It's like in the film, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but it's a couple of years old now. You should have seen it.
Yeah.
Um, they are friends. They're
Yeah.
friendly. So
Yeah.
they should be friends.
And they also are children.
Yeah.
So,
But it's like I think that's why I love horror so much is because it invokes that fear out of you, which is normally shown as a negative emotion, but in some ways it can be a positive emotion as well,
yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, because one of my favourite horror-ish, well, I say it's horror, is As Above, So Below. Because I'm really into, because that's basically retelling the story of Dante's Inferno,
Yeah.
like going backwards through the layers of hell. I'm really into that sort of like biblical stuff as well with all that story, because I've read Dante's Inferno and all that.
Yeah.
So that's really one of my favourites. But I really like when it's like a cryptid, when it's
Yeah.
um, yeah, when it's there's some like I like it as well, like with Pennywise when there's some like weird demon thing,
Yeah. I just love things that could be real but
like Uncanny
aren't
Valley.
real.
Uncanny
Yeah,
Valley.
Uncanny Valley, I think bringing tech into it as well because obviously our whole lives are around tech.
Yeah,
Like whether you've got a phone, a laptop, a TV, with smart TVs at the moment,
yeah,
like the Google Home thing. I don't want to say the other version of it because mine will go off.
yeah,
Um, and that's annoying. There's always tech going on. Like I remember when I was a child, I was born in the year 2000, but I still would go outside and play.
same.
Things
Yeah,
like that.
which is way our age.
Yeah, I didn't have a phone until I was 17, so
Yeah,
that's what, 2017?
I think I had one when I was
Um,
16. Yeah, so yeah,
yeah, so like, I think for us it's how different and how rapidly technology has changed, and that can be kind of
yeah.
scary at
I
times, and I think that's where horror and tech really do come hand in hand.
because I remember like people seeing this because obviously we're our age now was like 24 in it, so we're giving it away.
Yeah,
Um, but I remember when the big tech thing was like Slender Man, like playing Slender Man with like all my friends in like I'd say cafeteria
yeah,
as American, but like I don't know what we call it, like the cafe hall or whatever, place where you eat.
yeah.
Um,
Panteria,
yeah,
that's what we used to call it, yeah.
but yeah, that and then like all trying to find the 8 pages, like that was
Yeah.
gaming where it kind of gaming for me started with like obviously when I was like 8, I played like Crash Bandicoot and all that. But
Yeah, see, I didn't game until I was about 20.
yeah,
Like, I had a Wii and a DS, but I wasn't like an avid gamer until I was
that's
about
why you
20
like
years
Sims
old.
because you Sims is your
Yeah, and that I didn't even start that until I came to uni when I was 20.
yeah.
So,
But it
just
is
shows you, doesn't it?
it's that because that's all we had. It was like your Nintendo DS, um, PS2 and all that, and then it's like how it's evolved now. It's like, Switch
I
2.
think,
Crazy.
yeah, we also had creepypastas, so like going back to Slenderman, but like things like Ben Drowned,
Oh, Jeff the Killer.
and I still cannot look at a picture of Jeff the Killer without wanting to scream.
That's somebody who I would love to have if we could ever have a guest. The guy who wrote this, Jeff the Killer. That would be,
Yeah,
and we could read stuff with him. I'm calling it out to the universe.
that picture of Jeff the Killer, I still cannot look at without feeling physically sick.
Yeah.
It terrifies me, and I'm 24 years old.
Yeah, that's mine. And then that Momo as well. That's
Yeah,
pretty weird.
when I was at sixth form, when obviously Momo was a thing,
Mm.
one of my friends was terrified of it, and so we used to like chase her around with it.
Oh no.
We were horrible people, but
I used to
yeah,
tell my mum
obviously,
that, yeah, I used to like tell my mum that I saw like this tall man with no face wearing a suit, obviously Slender Man.
yeah,
And she was like, "What are you on about?" I'd be like, "Oh, I saw this man outside and just went."
and that's something that we can talk about is the true crime case connected to Slenderman, because there
Yes.
is actual like quite morbid, quite
Yeah.
horrible, but there is actually a case connected to Slenderman.
Because
But
with
things
that, we
like
probably heavily have to edit that because it's got a lot of.
yeah. Yeah, but like with Momo, obviously that was spread around through like texts
Mm,
and things like the Blue Whale Challenge, which is very similar to Momo.
yeah.
It's technology brings out the worst in people, but it also brings out the best in people, and that's what we like to do as a company is bring out the best in people. See,
People.
I'm feeling it.
See them.
Full circle,
Also,
full circle.
Marketing Limited. Get all your tech needs
Yeah,
today.
we can help. Lol.
Uh, but yeah, I think for a future episode, I think, like you said, I'd like to do like that. We could do the like the Blue Whale Challenge,
Yeah,
Enderman, maybe. There's loads, isn't there? There's like, and then the
there's
crime. We should do the
yeah,
Chucky case as well. There's Jamie Bulger case in it.
yes.
Yes, there's quite a
Um,
lot. I think there's a real life Squid Game thing
Yes,
as
that
well.
is. And I've just finished watching season 3 of Squid Game yesterday. So if anyone has any questions about Squid Game, I am your gal because
Yeah,
I am obsessed.
I know what happens. I couldn't. I was too lazy to watch the actual thing because I'm watching Bleach at the minute, the anime. But
Can I just say that I did not Google what happens, but I figured it out pretty early on what was going to happen
yeah,
because I'm
it's
a
sad, isn't
genius.
it? It is very sad.
Yeah.
Sad ending.
Anyway,
But
thank you all
yes,
for watching.
thank you for watching. But yeah, I have no idea what the next episode will be. Me and Jamie will put our brain meats together and
Our singular brain cells
our
together
singular
and
brain
figure it
cells
out.
each have half of the same brain. So
My throat hurts now
I
after all
do.
that
I've got to
talking.
drink because my throat's like.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll put our links for social media in the description.
And,
Jane's going to go edit this,
and at the end as well.
and I'm
Yes, I'm
going
going to edit this
to.
while eating Derrily Dunkers. Cause,
Nice.
yeah.
But again, I just want to shout out the authors, just the last thing. And I'm going to obviously contact them. So if you are seeing this and you're one of the authors and I've messaged you, and you hopefully, I'm going to assume, allowed us to read the story, thank you very much. If you want us to read anything else, as one of the authors, if you've got another text story, please message me on the Reddit because I will definitely would love to. But yeah, so
Yeah.
the first story, I took a job watching security cameras on a remote island. That was Zebra. Hey Google, let me leave. Gasoline drink at 89.
Me.
Ordered a pizza from a place that doesn't exist. Additional _ bowl 7144. And I was bored. Jamie's favourite and went to a dark web chat, but that was life changing by OK-promotion-6703. Thanks to all the people who wrote the stories. You're all really talented. I wish I was as good at writing as you, but I have nothing going on up here. So
We love you all. Thank you all for watching.
thank you for
And
watching.
follow us on social media, and that'll all be linked in the description.
Yeah, see you all
Yeah.
soon. Stay cool.
Bye.
Bye.